What's up, everybody? Welcome back. We're here with some more NFL DFS picks and lineup advice for tonight's single game showdown slate, Thursday Night Football. Tennessee Titans, Green Bay Packers. Welcome. I'm Brian Jester, co-founder here at Occupy Fantasy, single game $1 million winner. And if you like money or you don't like money, we have a couple strategies for this game that are very high risk, high reward, but a very clear path to victory. So make sure you stick around. What we normally do in these videos, we talk about the injuries that impact the slate, low risk and high risk lineup construction tips for FanDuel and DraftKings, general strategies for Showdown. So let's get into it. Before we get started, though, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Get notified when we go live, upload these videos. If you like the Showdown videos, they come out every Monday and Thursday. And because we're putting out multiple videos per day, sometimes the YouTube algorithm just doesn't give it to you. So making sure you're subscribed is the best way to be notified when we do publish these videos. Give us a thumbs up. Lets us know to continue to make these videos. Helps others find the video. Any questions, comment on the video below. We'll monitor throughout the day. Or join our Discord server, occupyfantasy.com/Discord. Let's get into it. So, really not many injuries to talk about on this slate. Most of the Green Bay receivers are fine or back. Romeo Doubs remains out. Where's Romeo Doubs? He remains out for Green Bay. And we saw Christian Watson explode last week, finally stayed healthy for more than a couple of plays, led the team in targets with 8, caught 3 touchdowns. And this is the guy that Aaron Rodgers has been talking about, hoping that he would develop into. It's the guy that the Green Bay Packers hoped he would develop into when they drafted him. I expect him to be relatively popular tonight. And again, this is a team that's hurting for playmakers. And so it's no surprise that one of the rookies, especially Christian Watson, the one they drafted earlier, has turned into that so far. So let's see if he can stay healthy tonight, see if he can continue his momentum. But I know Aaron Rodgers, just reading between the lines, has been looking for someone to step up. And you figured that when they would, he would pepper them with targets. And we saw that last week, growing confidence in Watson. But we also do have another member back. So in addition to Alan Lazard, in addition to Sammy Watkins being back, in addition to Christian Watson, Randall Cobb is going to be activated off injured reserve tonight. He's just $200. Now, it's not like he was a barn burner by any means, but you look at these stat lines, excluding the game he was injured mid-game, we're talking 3+ points per game, 6+ points in 4 out of 5, and he's going to play tonight. Now, granted, this is with Dobbs in and out, this is with Watson in and out, Watkins was out for most of these games. So, yeah, we're not entirely sure how the split is going to look tonight, but if you look at any typical projections, Randall Cobb is going to project for 4 or 5 points. And at $200, that's going to make him extremely popular, especially when you look at the lack of true value options beyond the kickers and defenses. So expect outrageous popularity for Randall Cobb tonight, which we'll talk about here in a second for high-risk contests. But that's really it. No injuries to note on the Tennessee side, aside from Randy Bullock is out, which means Josh Lambo will be the starting kicker. Where's Lambo? There he is, 4,200. Josh Lambo will be the starting kicker, so make sure you do not roster Randy Bullock tonight. All right, low-risk contest, 50-50s, double-ups, head-to-heads. Just have to beat half the field to double your money. If you read our Showdown guide, which if you haven't already, make sure you do. It's in our description below. Historical, profitable Showdown strategies for FanDuel and DraftKings. Go check it out. We like to try to lock up all the scoring. We try to play the values. So Randall Cobb is the value tonight, the popular value. He's the low-risk value. People will play him, so he should be in your low-risk lineup tonight. Let's put him in. Now, there are going to be 2 very popular captains on this slate. It's Derrick Henry and it's Aaron Rodgers. No surprise in this game. So captaining one of those 2, getting the other in the flex. Aaron Jones has been dominating opportunities in the past few weeks outside of that ankle injury. So expect him to be more popular here. The field won't really play Ryan Tannehill. Underdog quarterbacks don't get a ton of love anyways. And guys, Tannehill just when he's on a slate because of his lack of a ceiling, hasn't scored more than 20 fantasy points all season, is not going to be a low-risk priority for anyone. So it'd be fine doing that. Now you have 5,400 left per player. A lot of different ways you can go. You can play 1 or 2 of the kickers. You can play another cheaper guy. Different ways to go here. But I think this is the core 4 plays that people will play in low-risk contests. Now, if we go over to FanDuel, it's got the typical, right? We play Derrick Henry. We play Aaron Rodgers. We try to play the 3 top guys. That's $67.50 per player, as we talk about in these shows every Monday and Thursday. This is typically not a profitable strategy for FanDuel low-risk lineups where you punt the final 2 positions, unless there's someone just completely mispriced, and we don't have that tonight. So you have to go without one of these 2. Rodgers and Henry will be the most popular. They have the safest floors, so expect those to be the start. And now you have 9,300 left per player. You can play multiple kickers and defenses, any mid-range wide receivers and running backs. This is the route to go. Start with these two, fill in the rest from here. All right, let's go back over to DraftKings high risk contest. I said at the top of the video, if you like losing money, if you want a chance at winning a lot of money, this is the slate for you because we have really three very clear, easy leverage angles that you don't even really have to think about that much. So we talked about Randall Cobb, $200. Okay, if Randall Cobb is as popular as we expect him to be, he's going to push 30, 40, even maybe 50% in some DraftKings small field contests. The easiest way is to just not play a lineup that requires a $200 player. So you play a more balanced lineup, play some of these mid-range guys, multiple kickers. We've seen these win small field contests all the time. Not playing Cobb is the easiest way to knock out half the field. And when he scores 4 points or whatever, not need it for the winning lineup. You got to figure. So we have Watkins healthy, which takes away some snaps. Christian Watson, his breakout last week is going to limit Cobb. And Cobb's coming off a high ankle sprain injury. It's not like he's going to be thrown right back into the mix and run a bunch of snaps, run a bunch of routes. So fading Cobb is the easiest way to knock out a good portion of the field tonight. Now, this could end up like week 8 last year when they played Arizona. Very similar situation. Cobb was extremely cheap, extremely popular, caught 3 passes. 2 of them were touchdowns, and the chalk got there, which was super fun and not great news. But that's what we can expect tonight, a couple of catches at most. So, Green Bay super run heavy, all those other reasons. Fading Cobb, easiest high risk play tonight. Second is we have all the ownership concentrated on Derrick Henry and Aaron Rodgers in the captain spot, and especially on FanDuel. 75, 80% of the lineups, if not more, are going to play either Derrick Henry or Aaron Rodgers at the MVP spot. Which you can do, right? You can play some of these lower owned guys if you're going to play those guys. That's totally fine, right? They're good plays, especially smaller contests. However, if you want an easy path, we talked about this. If you remember that Cleveland game, I said in this video that Nick Chubb was the easiest leverage we'll have all season. He ended up the optimal MVP, a little pat on the back. But while maybe not as easy as that game, Aaron Jones is incredible leverage here. If the touchdown variance on the Green Bay side goes through the run game, which is, if not likely, then possible, Aaron Jones can outscore Derrick Henry easily. And now we got a 15% MVP when everyone else is playing 30, 40% MVPs. Easiest way, both sites really, especially on FanDuel though, playing Aaron Jones at captain or MVP is a lower owned leverage play against the very popular Derrick Henry. I mean, we could see Derrick Henry on both sites reach some crazy captain percents. So be prepared for that. The easiest way is to play Aaron Jones, or maybe play a Green Bay pass catcher, which is getting kind of tricky, or Ryan Tannehill, and just hope again that's a lower scoring game and the touchdown variance on Tennessee side runs through the passing game. All right, the final way, and again, just think about you watching this. Which Titans do you want to play tonight? It's Derrick Henry. You probably don't want to play Tannehill, as we've talked about. Yeah, maybe you'll play Josh Lambo, the kicker. Kickers are good in Showdown, as we've seen all season. You're not going to really play the Titans defense against Aaron Rodgers, probably not. Now who else? Robert Woods, who's 6,800 and what? Hasn't scored more than 10 points in 5 weeks. Scored more than 10 points twice all season. No one's going to want to play him. Oh, maybe they'll play Westbrook-Ikhine. Yeah, he had 31 points randomly last week. We look at the rest of his game logs. Zeros in half of his games. No one's going to want to play him at 6,200. No chance. We do have Treylon Burks. Maybe he's a little more popular. 5,200, right? Eased back in last week. But again, if people are game log watching, then they're not super pumped to play Treylon Burks. Tight ends, no. Right? So what all this is saying, we're going to see tons of Green Bay heavy lineups tonight. We have the Cobb value, Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, the receivers. You're going to see a large portion of lineups on FanDuel and DraftKings. 4 Packers, 2 Titans. On FanDuel, 4 and 1. 5 Packers and 1 Titan on DraftKings. 3 Packers, 3 Titans, maybe with Packers captains. But it's going to be a vast majority of Packers heavy lineups. So you've been down this road before if you watch these videos, if you've been around for Occupy Fantasy. Play Tennessee heavy lineups. Play more balanced lineups. 3 Titans in a lineup. 4 Titans in a lineup. And just hope that the scoring is concentrated on Green Bay side. I mean, look at the Philadelphia and Washington game, right? It's a kind of similar situation where on Monday night, Philly, huge favorites, tons of Philly heavy lineups. No one could possibly think that multiple Washington players would be in the optimal, right? On DraftKings, we saw 3 of them get there. On FanDuel, we saw a 1-4 lineup. We saw Jalen Hurts at the MVP, 4 Washington players in the flex. Yes, it took a last-minute touchdown to get there, but the point stands. Like, we could very easily see a Derrick Henry 1-4 lineup win on FanDuel. So that's it's very, very easy leverage. It's a great high risk slate for that. So the 3 ways: fade Randall Cobb, play Aaron Jones at MVP, play multiple Titans in a lineup. 3 different paths. You don't have to take all of them. You can take some of them, and you can mix and match depending on the size of the contest that you're playing. But it's a pretty good slate overall. With that said, make sure you check out our daily plug later this afternoon. OccupyFantasy.com. The link is in the description below. Our writer Bismo will give rankings for FanDuel, DraftKings, all different contest types. His overall slate notes and details that I didn't dive into here today. Lots of statistics and notes. And lineup construction tips for very specific contest types on FanDuel and DraftKings. Invaluable info, a complete roadmap to beating the slate. So make sure you check that out after you watch this video. That'll do it. Make sure you are subscribed. If you liked the video, you've made it this far, so I'm assuming you like something about it. If that's the case, just make sure you're subscribed. That way you don't miss this when it comes out again. Easiest way is being subscribed for YouTube to feed it to you in the future. So just make sure you do that. Give us a thumbs up. We appreciate it. Everyone else appreciates it. Any questions, comment below. Any comments about the slate, let us know. Happy to hear everyone's thoughts. So comment on this video below. We'll get back to you later today. And join our Discord server at OccupyFantasy.com/Discord. It's where you can chat with other members of the community, pick the minds of our staff, sweat the games with us. We'd love to have you. So, Brian Jester, Occupy Fantasy, Titans, Packers. Good luck tonight.